around the world.
Around the world.
Well, actually, we went to the Olympics. So.
What an awesome opportunity.
I mean, we're very fortunate and blessed to be able to do that. It was, it really was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I've been to Paris before. I didn't realize Paris is the #1 tourist place in the world. Well, I guess they're showing a picture right there. See the picture? That was outside our window where we stayed. We stayed about 800 yards from the Eiffel Tower.
Wow, you had a nice hotel.
Well, it wasn't. We rented an apartment. It was okay. It wasn't.
Was it like an Airbnb or something?
It was like an Airbnb, exactly. And in fact, the interesting story on the Airbnb where we stayed, we were on the 5th floor, and that was right outside our window, like I say. And so it was kind of fun. But we're on the 5th floor. But in Europe, a lot of the elevators are about that wide.
Yeah.
And I'm claustrophobic when it's that wide, and I walked up every day 3 or 4 times. I felt better.
Were you too claustrophobic to get in?
Yeah, so I'm not getting in. I didn't get in at one time. At least I'd get in. We sent the luggage up, and did all that kind of stuff. Walk up, then walk down, walk up. But my hip felt great after that. I don't know why? Just that certain movement. I asked my doctor about that. A couple of guys. They said, "You're really working it the right way."
You can write the trip off as a medical expense.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, to get my rehab back in place. But no, it was a great time. And again, here's a picture. Look at this picture. Now, this picture is Lisa. And there were 55. Lisa's been an undercover agent for years and years, and worked for the CIA. Kidding, guys, I'm kidding. Somebody will come back and say, "You kidding?"
You had a great security detail.
Well, they had 55,000 policemen in Paris.
Huh.
And they literally were everywhere. I mean, you couldn't have felt more secure. And I don't see one there that's got a machine gun, but probably about every 3rd, 4th one had a machine gun type thing. But everywhere we went, there were police there, and it was just fun. I mean, fun to even see them, and I don't think they had anything that went on, any big deal.
No, it was amazing.
And I think the police enjoyed themselves too.
I think all of our impressions of the whole Olympics here in the United States was incredibly favorable. It just was, NBC did an awesome job, and everything seemed to go off without a hitch.
Right.
And it was fun to watch because in the United States we had some really good performances.
Well, we did, and that's one of the cool things we did.
Here's another great picture.
There's another one, Arc de Triomphe there.
Yeah.
We could walk to that from where we stayed, and we had a really good location just down from the river there. And again, where a lot of the volleyball was, and we got a chance to go to. I think I have this shirt on. We had a chance to go to the.
Are those the same shoes? You've got your Paris shoes on.
Yeah, I think they are too. Yeah, I just came from we had a chance to go see Simone Biles do all her events and win the all around.
Oh, neat.
Gold. And then we had good seats. We got our seats like a year and a half ago. We went online, and Lisa did, and tried to get decent seats and everything.
Well, it's hard. How do you do that in advance? To know what will be.
Yeah, because we went to just to tell you, we saw 2 gymnastic events, and one was when she won the gold there. Went to a swimming event, so got to see that. Went to a track when they won the track, field events, things there they did, and then we.
Did you see pommel horse Steve?
No, missed him.
Mm.
But then we saw a bike race in the streets of Paris. There that was going by. So
that's awesome. You saw Simone Biles.
I saw her twice.
Track. What track events did you see?
Well, one of the big things was high jump, and then also pole vaulting.
Oh, the pole vault.
Saw pole vaulting when they got down. The American was doing well. Then I can't remember if he came in 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, we had the 2. It was the 2 of them. They were just neck and neck.
Neck and neck. I think they might have set a world record. I think
it was a world record.
I can't remember if it was a French guy or where he was from, but the fun part about being there, of course, obviously you're in a foreign country, and the neat thing about living in a place like that, Europe in particular, and some of the big cities here in the country too, is there's outside cafes all over the place. We went one time to a restaurant that was more high end. They always talk about French, what the French are known for, of course, their pastries and whatnot. But but also sauces and things like that, and like petite portions in that. That was my worst meal we had there. So we're not going anywhere. We went to all these cafes, and a lot of times you talk with the people, and the owners were working there, and it was just, it was just fun to sit out there and on the street. And of course, there are a lot of foreigners. We don't realize here in America, the rest of the country, not the rest of it, but a lot of the European countries are very close. So people could come to see the events, get on a train. The train systems are good there, or drive, or whatever they did. But so we saw a lot of that, and it wasn't crowded, because I think the tourists typically didn't come because they thought we're not coming during the Olympics because it'd be too busy.
Well, the stadiums looked full for every
event.
Yeah,
the stadiums for the most part were full. I think that we went to the one event. I guess they were pretty much full on that. And you couldn't drive to a stadium. They had a quarter-mile or whatever it was barrier there, just for security purposes.
Could you do a lot of walk? Could you walk to a lot of the stuff?
We not a lot of that so much, but a lot of the other activities. The Arc de Triomphe there and stuff like that, and down by the river and the Eiffel Tower, and just walking through Paris, and felt really good about it. And again, with the policemen, like I said, every third policeman had a machine gun. They weren't going to let anything happen there. But the French people were great. And again, when I've been there before, I didn't really think they were, and I thought they were fantastic. The food was excellent. It was just overall, we saw some of the sights, the last winter, the Arc de Triomphe, but we did all that, and Versailles, went out to Versailles, and you think about it, and an interesting thing when you see like a Versailles, or see Notre Dame, but you couldn't see the Notre Dame, the church. You could see it, but it's still being renovated from the fire. It's still, you can't go in it and whatnot. But it's just, imagine just building these things back in, 1,000 years ago, or whatever it happened to be. And that was just fascinating. I mean, it was fascinating to go to Versailles and to think the way these people lived in this castle, in effect, but
Louis the something.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of Louis that did it, because it took like, I think it took like 200-300 years to build the whole thing. And then also just learning about, it wasn't Marie Antoinette. I'm trying to think who it was, but where she lived separately, because she was a little more progressive, and I think she smoked cigars and played pool. Women back then didn't do that stuff. I mean, it was just interesting. It's just it's just interesting to go to another country and see the people.
Ever been to Paris before?
Yeah, I've been to Paris. I've been to Paris.
Had Lisa ever been?
No, Lisa never been. So, we walked and we went to some of the shopping areas that were on the streets there were pretty, cool, and some of the real high end you could go there and everything else. And
French fashion capital.
Yeah, it really was. But probably the most fun I really enjoyed, seeing the sights, going to the games, but just walking around Paris, going to these cafes and having something to drink, or having a dinner or whatever. And they do eat late there, because we get done sometimes at 10 o'clock, 10:30, and I swear that people were just coming in to eat.
Oh yeah, because of the time difference. We were watching live some things that were happening, like, we were watching, everything was taped. We watched live things in the afternoon that were happening at night in real time. Did you see, there were a lot of celebrities? Yeah,
I don't think we saw one celebrity.
No.
I really can't remember seeing any.
You might have not recognized.
And that's true too. I mean, really, it really is true. And in fact, Lisa said, "You're gonna see somebody here. I know you're gonna do it." I never saw anybody until we were on the plane going home. The guy wasn't from Jackson; he's from Grand Rapids. But
really, you saw someone from?
On the plane going home. They weren't from. In fact, they'd actually come from. They were in. I want to say. I think they were in Italy, and they happened to stop there to fly from Paris to Detroit.
It seemed like, and I think some of the commentators made these mentions that it was loud, super loud, like in the swimming and in the track, the cheering, especially when a French was. Yeah. Did you see it?
Well, you really saw it with the French, and you saw a lot of Brazilian people there too. I couldn't believe how many Brazilian people. But the French had a good Olympics. They had a lot of top players. The swimming guy, of course, he was excellent. Won every event he was in, I believe. And I mean, they were very enthusiastic. And you think about these people that are coming, for the most part, are enthusiastic for their country. And again, it was just fun to see the different countries and the people. And everybody was, never had a incident other than I think a guy charged me too much on a taxi, but took advantage of me. I swear we went one place it would cost $12, and then we came out and it cost us $40 or something like that. I said, what the heck, Well, okay, take me back.
Did the French speak English? Did you have any
For the most
language?
part.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a little bit here and there, but English is, I got to believe, in fact, I almost wanted to look that up one time to think, because in every country is that like the second language. They teach that predominantly, because there's so many English-speaking people now in the world.
Did you gain any weight?
Actually, I think I lost about a pound because I went down those stairs so many times. I did, but I ate a lot of food. Really liked the food. I liked. You talk about the breads too. I could probably live on breads, good bread, with good butter. I like to put the butter on it too. Sometimes I don't. Back here, I usually don't. But good bread and butter it was excellent. And that's what they do in Europe too. They really enjoy eating. Not that we don't.
It's
here,
slower. It takes longer.
Longer. They don't push you. If we went all these places, they never really pushed us to turn the table as such and all that. But it was I wish everybody could go to a Paris, a Rome, or whatever, just to see the old world as such, and to see some of the buildings they built, and just see a different culture. And it's really, it's really a culture of, like, I would say, you come to America now, and you walk down the street, we don't all look alike. And I really, and Paris was like that now. That one guy that we met that drove us different places at different times, and great guy, and I had a French woman. Of course, you love accents. The accents are so cool. We went on a couple tours and took us, and she was in France. He said this guy was a black guy, and he said he was born here way before she was. I mean, it's really kind of cool. They were just it looked like America to me for the most part.
Did you have something on your phone you wanted to show us?
Oh, not necessarily. I don't know if I had a picture. Was one. I actually had when we were sitting there looking at Simone Biles get her gold medal. The three people up there, the two Americans and the one Brazilian.
Because watching at home, it was emotional. People, were watching TV at home, were crying. Did you feel that? Did you sense that?
I guess, I think people get so emotional because it's their country, and we kind of get into that
when they play
stuff.
the national anthem.
Yeah, you do definitely that. I mean, you're proud about that. I would almost rather be at home other than for something like that. And the problem is we watch French TV and we saw all French athletes, because when they come to America, you watch our TV during the Olympics, you're going to see all of our guys for the most part, other than some of the so-called real superstars that won a lot of different things. But I mean, it was just a cool experience, and again.
Did anybody see you on TV back here? Because I watched for you. I was looking for you on TV. I never.
Well, I took my shirt off, tried to run across the field, but I didn't. I thought they wouldn't arrest me too much there. But
watching,
no.
Did you feel like because there's some people that are 50 years old that are doing Olympics, like archery and things. Was there an event that you think maybe you could do it?
Probably not. I mean, I can't believe some of the dedication. If you think about an Olympic athlete, a lot of really dedicated athletes, and if you want to be a great athlete at that level, even at a pro level or whatever, for the most part, most of those people got to put, and I always tell a story. When I went to college, I roomed with, I know I've told this before, but I roomed with a wrestler. He was going to college to wrestle. And I'm there, we're the freshmen, and we're in the dorm and everything, and we're friends from Jackson. And having a great time there, but I'm out screwing around half the time. He's got to go, because when you're a college athlete, they own you, man. You got 2-a-days, and you're doing this, you're doing that, and everything else. So he's going to bed early, I'm coming in, and doing all this kind of stuff. And he moved out after the first semester because he moved up with the wrestlers, and still friends to this day in the whole 9 yards. But I get it, and but it's such dedication, such incredible dedication. My grandson now is playing football down at Adrian. And I talked to him. He absolutely loves it, but they're doing football. He's going to school now, but he absolutely loves it, and everything. But if you don't, I mean, I had a great college career. I played a lot of different sports, intramurals there, and game day was game day. Man, it was just fun and everything else. But if you wanted to play at a college level, I don't care what school or college you went to, you're going to be working.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job.
All right, when's Mitch's next game?
It's this Saturday. The first game is going to be this Saturday. I'm going to go down, and actually I'm going to go down there on Saturday. I'm going to a 50th birthday party tomorrow night. I want to tell them it's a surprise. Hope you're not watching. Sunday I'm going to watch I got one grandson that's in 6th grade, Mitch's brother, and another one in 7th grade. I'm going to the one because I got to take him to the game on Sunday. So I mean, I got great weekend planned here. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a
Well,
lot of fun times and good stuff. And
we're
very
glad
blessed.
you're back.
I'm glad I'm back. Thank you. Thank you too.
Yeah, we're anxious to hear how Paris was. Sounds like it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back from Paris, our Olympics correspondent. You were going to call in. You must have forgot, Rick Walton.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. We've run out of time. Thanks to Rick and everybody.